what is it that really motivates you to be in this particular space of industrial AI?
Getting an ROI is the most important thing anyone is looking for.
What is the current AI ecosystem that you see in the industrial side?
So instead of a generic dashboard, a realistic outcome.
In the persona that you just touched upon, CFOs, CEOs and CDOs, there is a discussion that goes on who's actually driving and who's the one who's driven.
The CEO, CFO, they will like to look at an ROI. If I'm investing $100, am I getting something out of it?
Absolutely.
There are cases I've seen a lot where AI is impacting that, right? They become happy and this makes the CDO happy.
What are the steps that you would recommend for companies who are looking for outcomes?
I used to get the SCADA data, I used to get the PLC data. I'm now going to get the health of the equipment, right? Because this platform which you have, it's a process intelligence.
What is the importance of user-validated outcomes?
Things will become more of an OPEX based rather than CAPEX. People will not like to get married to one product,
Absolutely.
Right? Which works today good, they will live with that, and tomorrow something is better, they will replace that.
And if we look at it from the anxiety part of it, would AI eat away my job?
Definitely you will lose your job or the opportunity reduce for you if you don't know how to use the AI.
22,446 hours of additional production time, which is signed off with JSW Steel, and from Vedanta, 2,000 plus hours, which is acknowledged by them across the group level. What do these numbers represent to you and your colleagues and the users?
It's about, in JSW's, it's about 2.5 years of additional time, right? The machines are up and running. It's a huge productivity. Means if it is running, you produce more. You produce at that time, and you manufacture at that time. If you manufacture, you can sell. So it's generating value for the company.
So where do you think, in your words, the next 5 years in industrial AI, to sum it up?
So AI will be just another term, right? But the outcome will be the key important thing.
Hi, welcome everyone to the episode 2 of AI for Production Outcomes series. In the first episode, we covered the importance of industrial AI and what is its transformative impact on production. In this episode, we're going to go deeper, specifically focusing on the challenges faced by users, right from corporate to site level, and how vertical AI is assisting them in getting their outcomes delivered. And to uncover these insights, I have with me a very special guest, Mr. Vineet Jaiswal, founder and CEO of Black Moon, a transformation advisory, and also an industry veteran who is a very celebrated leader in the digital space across multiple industrial leaders like JSW Steel, Vedanta, Essar, to name a few. Welcome, Vineet, to the AI for Production Outcomes series.
Privileged to be here.
Thank you. Now, the first question that I have, what is it that really motivates you to be in this particular space of industrial AI?
See, I think most of my professional journey, I spent a lot of time in GE. Okay, you can call me, I was on the other side of it, where we were building things for ourselves. At the last few years of my career, we were building for our customers. I realized that if the power of AI can be added to to bring the real outcome for the customer, right? So getting an ROI is the most important thing anyone is looking forward to. So when I saw that, and with AI becoming more powerful, when I say powerful, the processing cost went down, right? The outcome can come faster. How AI can help in the industrial space, I thought, why not focus on that, right? Luckily, my last 3-4 jobs has given me opportunity to really apply that, right? So I became a practitioner of AI, and I want to now spread the whole experience for all the companies across the world.
Great. It must have been a very, very interesting journey so far for you. And I'm gonna ask you some questions to share some of the insights and the challenges that you have faced along the way. And maybe that's the first, that brings me to the first question I have for you. What is the current AI ecosystem that you see in the industrial side, and what are its limitations and what are its strengths currently? What are the good things?
Okay. See, few limitations. I think in a bottom line, what I see is AI is becoming more of a POC for companies. What I really want to see that from becoming a POC, it really brings some big impacts, right? So instead of a generic dashboard, a realistic outcome, right? That's a very, very powerful thing, right? When businesses started seeing the value out of it, right? I think those kind of things, when it brings to the customer, they feel value out of it, right? For all the different, from CEO to CFO to COO to the CDO itself, right? The transformation leader itself. Unless it becomes from being a nice thing to have to become a thing which is like bringing impact and outcome, is where the story lies.
Okay, and that brings me to the next one. In the persona that you just touched upon, CFOs, CEOs, and CDOs, there is a discussion that goes on who's actually driving and who's the one who's driven. So could you please throw some light on what is the best balance that should be there, where each of the persona gets what they are supposed to deliver as an output?
See, when someone is a CDO, right, their stakeholders are not only the top people, right, there's the CEO, CFO, CEO, right, but also the grounds up, right, an operator at the end. They need to see the value. Let me start from the top. The CEO, CFO, they will like to look at an ROI. If I'm investing $100, am I getting something out of it, right? Can I evaluate? Is it impacting the top line or bottom line? There are cases I've seen a lot where AI is impacting that, right? For a CEO, more on the reliability. Okay. Is the plant running? Does it get stopped abruptly? Can somebody tell me ahead of time that it's going to stop? Right? And now I will go from bottom up. Right? More of an operator. They don't just see a screen which tells the story, and one person versus another may read the same data differently.
Absolutely.
Right? But think about it, that data is coming in, an expert is continuously watching and giving them insights. And those insights, they are able to take the call. So we are empowering them, right? They become happy, and this makes the CDO happy because there is a tangible outcome which everyone is validating, okay? And that's a real story. And that helps the CDO to get further investment in the AI space. I think that's the way I see it.
Absolutely. That's very interesting. And if I have to ask you to dive a little deeper on the challenges of each of these persona versus the expectation, where do you think is the gap in the current AI ecosystem?
See, I see few gaps, right? First is people bring AI, okay, but until there is a context on that topic, right? They can give, it's like a LLM versus SLM, right? LLM is more generic, very powerful, great story, right? But if you put an LLM for a particular domain versus some other domain, it may give a very similar answer because it's very powerful and it has got a generic knowledge. Versus an SLM, which has got a very specific knowledge, right? Because it has been trained for that particular subject. This is where I see the first gap, where the AI is there, right? But it is not trained for a domain, right? That's the first gap I see. Second is, well, you can bring the AI, but what all data it reads, right? How fast it can be integrated to legacy systems like SCADA, PLC, and remember, these were not designed for big AI project where they can give a lot of data. Yeah. How seamlessly it can be integrated. So the second problem I can see is the integration problem.
Okay.
And this leads to the third thing, which is an ROI. Right. So until all the three are together, the ROI doesn't come. Or two are together, ROI doesn't come. So these three are the big detractors for any outcome or any success of the project, if you really say that.
Got it. Got it. If we have to translate these challenges, what are the steps that you would recommend for companies who are looking for outcomes, and what kind of assistance do they really need?
Let's go back to the same persona-driven thing, right? What exactly mean? They need a product, right? It should not be a software. It should be an outcome driver, right? If a company is coming and telling me, okay, I'm selling this software, versus a company coming me and telling, I'm actually going to help improve some of the KPIs, right? So the first important thing is that they should be more outcome drivers rather than being a software seller. Right? That should be the first thing for any company, and for all the CEO, CFO, CDO, right? So then they can connect, okay, there is an ROI for a CFO, CEO, right, or a top line growth. For a CEO, okay, I can see when it's going to fail, what can be the reliability deteriorators, right? For the bottom-most operator, I used to get the SCADA data, I used to get the PLC data. I'm now going to get the health of the equipment, right? Because this platform which you have, it's a process intelligence also, right? So technology intelligence is where infinite uptime brings it. Process intelligence, right? They are CMMS softwares, right? Which bring the people side of it. So combining all of them makes the powerful story on the OT layer, where it gives the better predictability, right? I predict in future it will be orchestrated, right? And it will be known as something like like you call it a plant OS. I'll say that it will be more of an industrial operating systems, right? Or orchestrating system, where they solve all this problem and brings the outcome rather than just a software. So it will be multiple products coming together and solving that big layer problem of increasing the reliability or improving the reliability of the ecosystem.
Very, very interesting. So you see the evolution from manufacturing intelligence, which is what is being demanded now, towards a orchestration at an ecosystem level.
Yes, that's the way I see the future to be, right? We have focused a lot, and there are great products on the IT layer, right? Where we keep getting the intelligence from how the system are performing or how the business is performing, right? Now, and there are always things like SCADA, PLCs, right? There are few intelligence of if the machine comes with predictability. These things were there, but the future it will not be just for one. The future will be that one product is there, something else will come. Things will become more of an OPEX based rather than CAPEX. People will not like to get married to one product,
Absolutely.
Right? Which works today good, they will live with that, and tomorrow something is better, they will replace that. Right? That's the way the future is. So the OT layer will become very powerful the day we see this kind of ecosystem building.
I think we have already some signs of it with some of the key players making some adjustments of their strategy of whether they want to be part of the IoT ecosystem or not, or some of them more focusing on the AI side. I think it's already happening, like you are saying. Now, if I have to ask you to go deeper and explain us what is the importance of user-validated outcomes to be able to get to this particular orchestration that you're talking about, how important it is?
It's a great point. Okay. See, AI is AI. When we call it AI, right? It's an artificial intelligence, right? It becomes more powerful when you give a response or you give how exactly it has performed. Something improvement needs to be done. If you've used one of these chat GPT, right? The first prompt will give you a wow answer, right? But it will go on the direction what your prompts are, right? So this prompt engineering is one of the heavily paid job right now, right? They are using these AI.
And possibly the hardest.
Yeah, possibly the hardest. Same thing, when the AI gets the response, the validated response, it becomes much more intelligent.
Right.
The feedback loop makes the story much more powerful. While the product which Infinite Uptime brings is already trained for the domain, right? It is trained for manufacturing, trained for mining, those equipments, those heavy equipments, right? But with the feedback loop, right, the story becomes powerful because these models also get continuously trained and improving on their outcomes. What I heard from you, the predictability is about 99%, and above that, what I believe, which is a great story, right? And this is the way every company is targeting. That should be the benchmark. That the outcomes are so powerful that the business believes on that, and tomorrow's industry runs on these stories, right? So there is an AI always. AI has been coming from the IT layer. There has been so much AI. With AI coming on the OT layer, I think this will really bring, it will complete the entire story for any manufacturing setup.
Ati's really, really curious to learn more about it. And if we look at it from the anxiety part of it, that AI is replacing humans, how would you, what would your answer be for all the folks who are actually concerned? Would AI eat away my job?
Yeah. Very recently, I wrote an article on LinkedIn. A lot of people think that AI will take their job. Other things that everybody has to learn AI, right? People are jumping to create next LLM, right? I take this analogy. We all travel, like we all fly, right? How many people would be making these aeroplanes? So, aeroplanes are like LLMs, right? So there are few companies which will make best of LLMs, right? There will be few people which will need to fly them. So these are more of people who is going to consume this AI, right? Most of the people are going to use in their day-to-day life, right? So you need to actually know how to use the AI, right? So definitely you will lose your job or the opportunity reduce for you if you don't know how to use the AI, right? I feel 80 to 90% of the people need to know how to use the AI, like the travelers, right? This is the maximum which will be needed. So if you start using AI, you will become more productive and your value will be there.
So you're saying it's more like people switching from using normal telephones towards the internet calling platforms?
Yeah. Like when this industry 1.0 came, right? Before that, everybody was manufacturing through their hand. So many people were having so much of job, right?
Correct.
When machine came, people thought, okay, it will take away their jobs because they were doing from hand, machine. But still the job increased because the consumption increased.
Correct.
Right? So the entire ecosystem will mature where you will be consumed or you will be actually orchestrating all this AI, right? So you need to upskill yourself or cross-skill yourselves so that you are valuable to the company, right? And somebody is valuable while they will lose their job. Definitely there are few things which will go away, right? Like, let me take it. Somebody who is doing from morning 8 to evening 5, just entering some data, right? Is there a value, right? The person also doesn't get value out of it. But let's assume that data entry is done by the system, right? Like any automation. But the intelligence which is coming out, somebody is able to take the decision based on that, right? Their brains are used better that way. Right? So I think those kind of things will happen, but not. I don't think so. It will take away jobs. It will create more jobs. And I say this with a great confidence. The way I have been looking at it, right? I'm 50 plus, but I still I used to spend when I was full-time working for any company. On Sunday, I spend a lot of hours to learn. Right? Every evening, I used to spend some. Now, with the flexibility being a CEO of a company myself, right? I have the flexibility to keep learning when I want.
Right.
And I am really enjoying the time because there's so much happening. So we need to keep our ears and eyes open and keep learning.
Correct.
And if that happens, the jobs will not be lost. Rather, you will have newer and a better opportunity.
Absolutely. Last, but certainly my favorite question. Let's talk numbers. 22,446 hours of additional production time, which is signed off with JSW Steel a couple of months back. Now it's approximately around 26,961 and counting every day, possibly. And from Vedanta, 2,000 plus hours, which is acknowledged by them across the group level. What do these numbers represent to you and your colleagues and the users there? What do they really signify?
See, I always believe these numbers will come. Okay, when you're saying that number, I'm believing it. If I convert the math, it's about, in JSW's, it's about 2.5 years of additional time, right? The machines are up and running. It's a huge productivity. Means if it is running, you produce more, you produce at that time, when you manufacture at that time. If you manufacture, you can sell. So it's generating value for the company. Right? So whether the challenge is not about using, and this is my perspective, right? The challenge is the first call of taking a sensor or a device or an intelligence and believing in that, right? And giving it feedback. When it happens, this will happen. The numbers you are saying is looks to be very real, and it may be more. And I'm sure there are a lot of companies working in this direction. If this is the kind of story keeps coming, the confidence in all the promoters, CEOs, CFOs, it will increase further. And it will actually improve the opportunities for all the startups which is coming in this space.
Okay. And you're absolutely right. This is something which is what is eliminated. Now the discussion is moving on to what else can we reduce and what is the other value that we can raise and create. So where do you think, in your words, the next 5 years in industrial AI, to sum it up, where do you think is the key focus of the industry going to be?
See, which is going to be, I'll say it's already there. ESG has been the big focus for every company. Right? When I try to connect the dots, right? What ESG is all about, three things, right? In that environmental part of it, if the machines are not getting down, right? So if it is not getting down, it is getting utilized. Like we don't have an extra carbon footprint because of getting repaired, or setting up a new plant, right? That has got its own impact in terms of ESG, right? So if you produce more in the same time with the same constraint, with the same resource, right? The environmental part of it gets less impacted, right? Then the social cost, right? If the machines are working perfectly, the accidents will not happen, right? So preventing the accidents is the social side of it.
Absolutely.
And the governance side of it, we know exactly what's happening in the system. We can be better assured about, if we are committing something to market, we are able to bring it down. Right? So I think that will be the focus. So AI will be just another term, right? But the outcome will be the key important thing. ESG is one of them. While top line, bottom line impact is always expected, right? It will become the day-to-day thing. But how it is impacting the ESG, it will be my thought, right?
Very interesting.
So it will be the important thing for any company and any startup. They should always focus on this side of it.
Okay.
How are they impacting the ESG side of it?
I really love the last line that you said. AI will be just another term. Outcome is the key thing. I think that sums up the whole discussion. Thank you so much, Vineet. It is a real pleasure chatting with you.
Lovely. I think.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.